And then there is another one.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on? How you doing? I am Wavy. Hope everyone's doing well out there. You know, had a good, merry, safe Christmas with loved ones that love you, all that good stuff. Wave gonna keep crashing out. I'm not hitting my goal. My bad. Sorry to myself, but the wave gonna keep on crashing out. So let's continue. Donald Trump's been kicked off for the ballot for Colorado. I'm sure a lot of you have heard by now. It's kind of crazy to me. Nah, it's very crazy. It's like we're seeing the unraveling of America in front of us. If you really staying in tune to certain things, now they want to tell us that someone who is leading in the GOP, leading in some polls against Biden right now, the current president, Colorado's looking to kick them off of their the ballot due to they're using the 14th Amendment and Section 3 of it, where they believe Trump led an insurrection on January that led to January 6th, and that he shouldn't be able to run for president. Now, personally, I think January 6th had a lot of things like now we've seen the footage that has been released. The security footage, we see police walking people around. We see police officers and Capitol police officers opening up doors. I believe that there may have been others in plain clothes scattered about the crowd, but what a lot of people that might have been called tin hat foil wearers were saying, we've seen in real time, like now, years later. What is it? 3 years later, almost 4 years to the date. Pretty much 4 years. We're like 2 weeks from 4 years, and the footage has been released for a few months, for like maybe a few weeks or a couple months now, and we've seen it. And I don't know. It's like people in high places are trying to destroy this country and or trying to dictate to us what we should be allowed to do in this country. And this is no different. Like Trump is being kicked off for the ballot. For what reasons, I'm not 100% sure, because like I said, I don't believe he led an insurrection. I believe that there was a lot of other things that took place in order for that narrative to be put on it. But yeah. Let me see. Let me check out we'll get to the video. It was a court decision. It was a Supreme Court decision for Colorado on a 4-3, for him to not be on the ballot, 3 for him too, and they're saying the next steps is for this to go to the Supreme Court, where I think that this should be struck down. But the scary thing is, this is such an unprecedented thing in the modern day that I hope that they are able to make the right decision. You know, and like I said already, I've already stated, I don't think that he led an insurrection. I believe that a lot of things were put in place that day. You know, a lot of things that a couple years ago people wouldn't have believed. Like now we've seen it. You know, but let's get to the video.
This is a pretty historic night. The Colorado State Supreme Court just ruled in a 4-3 opinion that Donald Trump is not eligible to run for president in this state. They ruled that under the 14th Amendment's rarely used insurrection clause, that somebody participating in engaging in an insurrection against the Constitution can't hold office again in the United States. And they ruled that applies to Trump. The next step is the U.S. Supreme Court, and that'll be the final step probably in this entire epic. The nation's highest court's never ruled before on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. That's a two-sentence clause in the Civil War era amendment that was used only a few times about 150 years ago to keep former Confederates out of government. Since then, it's been largely in disuse until the January 6th attacks. If the Supreme Court upholds the Colorado decision, it's obviously the end for Trump's political career. He can't run for office again in the United States. Because this has never been done before in American history, we're really plowing new legal ground here, and it's not breaking down on kind of traditional ideological lines. Politically, obviously, Trump is absolutely outraged, but his attorneys make a very strong argument that, look, this is democracy in action. He gets to run again, and the voters will decide whether or not he's a threat to the republic. It shouldn't be up to unelected judges to do it. And I think it raises a lot of very challenging questions about the way our country runs.
Yeah. I think that it will bring up a lot. I think it'll. I think it's a very unprecedented thing, and if we believe that he's so bad, let us do it, because I believe something crazy took place in 2020. All right, I do think we've never done an election with mail-in ballots on that scale. Okay, so to say that there was no type of interference or anything is crazy. That's asinine, because even in 2016 they said that there was interference, and that's before the pandemic and all, and mail-in ballots and stuff. And I'm thinking that that's what they're trying to do with this election. They can't beat him. All right, why can't they beat him? Because he's beating Joe Biden in the young polls. They see the black people are starting to turn a little bit, not saying a lot, but they're seeing, and even in 2020, black men showed out to vote for Trump, and they're seeing it again in the polls. And they, and I'm thinking that once it goes to the Supreme Court, if it gets passed for Colorado, they want it to be national. I'm thinking that's the direction that they're trying to go with all of it. Hopefully the Supreme Court makes the right decision on this, because like I said, this is a monumental one. They know that Trump is winning in a lot of categories in these polls, but let's hear what his response was.
It's no wonder crooked Joe Biden and the far left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They are willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at levels never seen before in order to win this election. Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. It's a threat. They're weaponizing law enforcement for high-level election interference because we're beating them so badly in the polls.
FBI, DOJ, all of that stuff. So this is from NBC. Last month's so this is about the polls. National NBC News polls found Biden's approval rating declining to 40%, the lowest mark of his presidency, compared with Obama at 46% among all adults in December 2011, and Trump at 44% in December 2019. All right. So let's get to the polls. So even in NBC's polls, where we know that they're not going to give the full picture. They're going to skew it a little bit in favor of Biden. Even they have him at a 2-point loser to Trump right now in November 2023. 44% for Biden, 46% for Trump. And I'm sure it's more than that. But him being thrown off of the ballot should stir up a lot of people. I'm sure that people on the left aren't going to feel it because they hate Trump, orange man bad, get him out anyway. But if you really believe in the Constitution or diplomacy or, an election, or democracy and an election and all that, you gotta think that this is a little bit crazy. And it's funny that not many in the presidential race on the Republican side have come out and said anything against it. I haven't heard from DeSantis, Haley, Christie, none of them. Even the guys that were in the original at the beginning of the primaries, at the beginning, you know what I mean? When there's a whole bunch of them, I don't hear many of them, but at least Vivek's come out and made a couple comments, and like I said, man, the guy continues to say the right things and believe, or at least make me believe that he believes in the right things. He's not a politician, but he's saying the right things. I don't know. But let's get to what he got to say.
They have just tried to bar President Trump from the Colorado ballot using an unconstitutional maneuver that is a bastardization of the 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution. This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a hollowed out husk of what the country was built on. The basic principle that we the people select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States. That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw, I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing. or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic.
And I can respect all of that, but and that's the difference I hear in him when I go back and look at old Trump stuff. Like, he's bringing the energy that the Republican Party needs, and you know, we're able to see the difference in, you know, even the swamp on the right, because there's swamps on both of them. There's lifelong politicians on both of them. There's politicians that stand to make money from the same laws that they're looking to implement and policies that they're looking to implement. And this guy, I mean, nothing may come from this. They may discredit this, never ever come across this, say Vivek's a fucking clown. Who cares if he withdraws from Colorado? Doesn't matter. Or if he withdraws from the whole race, it doesn't matter. But they're showing us exactly who they are. You know what I mean? Because they don't stand by the Constitution. Just because they have Republican on their name, just because they show up to the red and blue meetings and they show up on the red side doesn't mean anything. They're not really necessarily pro-Constitution or pro-America.
I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong. And I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake. Whether we, the people, actually have a say in deciding who leads this country. Yeah.
Facts. All right, let's keep it pushing. So this is going to be on CNN, all right? And they're going to break it down right here. Biden is not doing as well as people think, all right? People are waking up. People are seeing him, what's happened, all right? You could look at the country a few years ago and look at the country now. It's two different things, all right? If you are real with yourself and honest, and you voted for Biden, you can understand you made the mistake. That's fine, bro. It's fine. There's, you know, but there's certain people that no matter what will continue to say, you know, but I'm glad that, you know, at least people are going on these platforms and letting them know, like, yo, let's check out what he got to say.
Why is he losing the black vote, you think?
I think
and also, I mean, by the way, not for nothing, the Hispanic vote also, you saw those numbers from Harry Anton.
I mean, look, I think he's losing the black vote because black people are, particularly some of the young ones, are sort of sick and tired of saying, look, we're going to give you 95% of our support, and we're getting the bare minimum for it. There is not a single group in this country more loyal than black women, and followed by black men. What I am saying is that if the Democratic Party wants to continue to receive the support from black voters, particularly younger black voters, there have to be real deliverables, tangibles that people can feel and say, okay, this is what I'm getting in exchange for my vote. And they're not seeing that.
Yeah, because since voting for Biden, what have we got? I don't know about y'all. I don't know how y'all Christmas was, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that went without for Christmas. And I'm sure we just finished Thanksgiving. I'm sure that people went without. That aren't used, that, you feel me, in the last couple years, just life has happened. You know, we're seeing it at the supermarket. You know, you're getting half of the food you used to get to for double the price. We're seeing it at the gas stations. We're seeing it for basic stuff. When you went out this Christmas season shopping, everything is up. Everything. So if we keep it real with ourselves, what has Joe Biden delivered on? Putting sick people in these schools with these demonic stuff they're trying to push on children. That's a whole different other story. But what have we pushed for the country? We're entering wars, and we're sending money to Ukraine. We're sending money for Taiwan. We're sending money for Israel. We're sending money for Palestine. What positive has he done? Everybody know right now that America is weak, so the world is for the taking. And China doing whatever the hell they want to do. Russia doing whatever the hell they want to do. And America, we can't distinguish what the fuck a man and a woman is.
Why is he?
But yo, if you stuck around this long in the video, as always, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like, hit the comment, drop a comment, join the conversation, hit the subscription. Wave gonna keep on crashing out, and yeah, last video.
Be honest with me right now. Do any of you love Joe Biden? No. Right? Biden ain't got no merch. Like, that's how I judge presidents now, bro. Can you move merch or can you not? Trump had merch, bro. That MAGA hat was iconic. Bro, that was white people's teardrop tattoo. That's what that was. You saw a white dude with the hat, you were like, yeah! He don't give a fuck! In public, dog! In public, the hat is the last thing you put on your body before you leave the house. It's so easy not to wear it. But some people looked at that hat like, how difficult do I want my day to be? Fuck it, I choose violence today. Be honest.
Hey, yo, be easy. Stay wavy. Trump 2024.